Dave, a lot of simulated games the last couple of days. Is that to try to help Joey knock off the rust?
It's the last couple weeks he hasn't taken a lot of game at bat, so to give him the best chance to get in a groove, see some live pitching, we felt bringing some guys would help that, and also for Justin too to see some live pitching to get him ready to get activated.
Do you feel like Justin is on course to be activated Tuesday still?
I am. The training staff, Justin, he's checked all the boxes, so I think he came at it today really well. So tomorrow being an off day, unless something unforeseen happens, I expect him to be activated on Tuesday.
What happened with Yency?
He just had some elbow soreness, and he felt he could have pitched last night, but I think kind of the way we do things, if there's a little bit of smoke, we just feel that we might as well kind of use it as a blow for him. So he's going to get an MRI today just to kind of make sure that what we think is what's real. But expectation is it'll be short.
What is it that you think? It's just normal soreness?
Just normal soreness. There wasn't one throw that he felt it. I think he was in catch play a few days ago, and so he stayed away from him intentionally. And I think it's just with a couple off days coming up, we just felt that let's just take the aggressive approach to IL.
Is Andre a candidate to start a game next week in Clayton's spot, or is he here strictly on bullpen duty?
I think it'll depend on today. Will certainly kind of influence that. But he is a candidate, yeah.
How is Kershaw doing? Still kind of the same?
Same, but he's moving around. He feels pretty good. So from what I hear, he's in a good spot.
It's only been a couple of days, but what have you thought of Joey's about since he's come over?
I think he's competing. He's trying to see the baseball. I think it's only going to get better. And like you said, it's a small sample, but he's doing everything he can to kind of unlock some things.
Do you know what's next for Treinen yet? Huntley visiting?
He is going to throw another live session with Brusdar on Tuesday, and then they'll both go on a rehab assignment.
Pretty positive.
Yeah, no, very positive for both those guys, yes.
We know where they're going?
I would assume OKC. Both of them.
How long will just trying to have to kind of go through the progression, like back-to-backs, 3 out of 4, that sort of thing, down there before he can come back up here?
I don't think it'll be the 3 out of 4 there. He'll certainly have to do back-to-back. But I still think we're on course for him kind of September 1 activation, and Brusdar a little bit before that.
Was it kind of like 97 again yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
So Tuesday is the question mark for the starting pitcher, and Wednesday is Julio?
Tuesday is going to be Julio.
Or Tuesday is Julio.
Yeah, and then Wednesday is going to be TBD.
Hey Dave, just a background question on Tyler Anderson. When you guys were looking into signing him, did you see like the changeup as a pitch that you guys could sort of manipulate?
Yeah, we just felt that it was such a plus pitch that versus left versus right that we could kind of turn up the usage on that.
Is it a situation where like it's just behaving differently because he's not in Colorado, or did you guys just sort of change the way he threw it, the grip, and stuff like that?
We did. I know we didn't mess with the grip. It was already an elite changeup. I don't think it was necessarily a Colorado thing. I think we do a pretty good job of probably looking outside of Denver and the characteristics, but he wanted to be a Dodger and kind of learn and get the most out of his abilities, and it was just something that just really worked out, fantastically.
It is a little slower, it has more depth. Is there any reason why?
I don't know that answer, Alden. I don't know that. Because I do know that pitchers are always working on grips, and we have pitching guys that are always talking to pitchers about grips and what they can do. So certainly that's a possibility that they've done some things which would add more depth and take off some velocity. That's certainly possible.
You've mentioned multiple times with Tyler, like the competitor he is. Like, how does that sort of show itself to you guys?
I just think the competitor, it shows itself because he just wills himself to get through games. You know, even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he's never made an excuse. People that really aren't super competitors always have a built-in excuse. He prepares, so everything he can kind of handle and take care of, be in control of, he dominates. So I think for me, that's compete.
And he swings the bat when he gets to go to the plate.
He got pitched tough the other night.
Dave, obviously you guys, over the years have had some teams kind of challenge you within the division and stuff, obviously like Colorado, San Francisco. As you kind of go through those things, just that experience, I guess, 'cause, for them this was a big series, I think, right? Coming in after getting Soto, their fans were excited about this. How does that experience, I guess, just kind of help you guys kind of fend these guys off? It seems like the last few years especially, right? You guys have been challenged with it.
I think it's something that we're used to it, as far as someone trying to unseat or take us down. The Giants managed to do it last year in the division. So I think that it's something that you look at it as it's a good thing that people want to come after you, and it brings out the best in you. So appreciating that anytime we have a letdown, that people are willing to, pounce. And so it keeps us our focus and, for an entire season. So yeah, we know, we obviously heard the trade and knew those guys are excited about it and they're a better ball club. But I do think that the one thing for us is that we really have done a good job of not trying to focus on other ball clubs in our division or outside the division, just really trying to keep our closet tightened up.
Obviously, you were kind of on the opposite side of the Red Sox Yankees thing, right? And you're part of the team that broke that thing. But like, when it's like this, where it's kind of one team just kind of ends up on top every single time, how much of a psychological wall is that, do you think?
Fortunately, I was on the other side of it towards the end in Boston, but it's psychologically taxing because that mindset of here we go again is never healthy.
Do you feel that, because you grew up down there, right? Like in San Diego and stuff. I mean, obviously, no championships in any sport. Is there, I don't know, like a certain fatalism in the air there?
I think this is as much optimism as they've had in their organization's history. It wasn't like this when I was there. We were always trying to beat the Dodgers. I do know when I was with the Padres, so that always felt extra good.
But this is the kind of thing too, right? I mean, you guys take these first two games down there, and I'm guessing they're thinking here we go again,
Possibly, the goal is to take 3 from them and then see how they react. So I'm just happy that we're playing good baseball. Like I said, Dylan, it's a heck of a ball club over there, but we got a good ball club too.
How did you become a champion after being raised in such a loser environment?
I wouldn't say San Diego's a loser environment, man. That's still home for me, Dylan.
Was last year a reminder of just how important it is to win the division and not kind of avoiding the wild card in the wild card series or whatever it is now?
Yeah. And again, last year we won 106 games, so it's not like we mailed it in. But the Giants had a better year. But the cost, we lived it, of not winning the division, and so it was certainly one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we could take care of to then get to the next step.
With all the Soto talk leading up to the deadline, do you feel like your guys, especially in the lineup, felt a little discounted about what they had already been doing this year?
I don't know. I think Trey said it, a few days ago. It's like we got good players too. So Soto's a heck of a ball player. So I don't think that we need anybody else's acclaim or adoration to kind of motivate us. Because if that's the case, we got the wrong guys. And I just think that that's just noise that just doesn't matter to us.
Do you like the idea of them, theoretically being a team that's going to kind of butt heads with you guys over the next couple of years, or do you look at last year kind of thinking I'd rather kind of avoid that? Because I think it's good for the sport. Isn't it?
It's great for the sport.
Right, games in April, May matter.
It's great for the sport.
That's good for the sport.
It's great for the sport.
Yeah.
I think for people to be talking about the National League West, Southern California, keeping those East Coasters up late at night to watch us play. I think it's great for baseball.
That said, you guys kind of paid for, like you kind of alluded to that, right? Last year in the playoffs, the bill of that came, and
It did. But you know, we've had a pretty good year, and you know, expectation is to win the division this year, and that's still a heck of a ball club. So that's our goal every year.
Leading up to the trade deadline, what were the conversations with regards to like pursuing starting pitching? Like, how much of an internal debate was that, if at all?
We debated everything to better our ball club in whatever capacity. I think ultimately our guys do a fantastic job of weighing the benefit of acquiring a player versus the cost. And so I was kind of pretty persistent saying I don't think we needed to do anything. We made a couple, you know, moves, but yeah, I just don't think that you can look back and go, you know, Clayton now is on the IL. I just think to look at the world like that, it just doesn't make sense. It's not helpful is what it is. So, but we kind of vetted all possibilities.
Coming off of it though, not getting starting pitching, how did you feel? Were you worried about just maybe like not having the safety net, or did you think that regardless, like in-house, you were going to have it?
I thought in-house we have enough to win a championship. I think we all feel that way. Because I think it's, Alden, it's not just the starters, it's the whole group of pitching to prevent runs and to get 27 outs. So I think that with the pitchers that we potentially have coming back that we'll have in the room, I think you know, we're as good as anyone to prevent outs, to prevent runs.